Aloha, my name's Carver Wilson and I'm the HFNA director for Maui. And we're here on our farm today to celebrate weddings. And I'm here with my friend Lois Hiranaga. She's one of the best designers on Maui. We welcome you to our farm.
Thank you, Carver. It's my pleasure to be here.
We're going to talk about weddings today, right?
Right, here we go. Can you tell us a little bit about your place, what elevation you're at, and
sure.
how long you've been in the business?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've been growing Protea up here at this location for 45 years. It's not a bad gig, huh, Lois?
Not bad at all.
You know, everybody knows Maui for the spectacular beaches and wonderful resorts. But up here in Kula, at 3,500 feet, it's a different world. It's a microclimate that's perfect for Protea.
It definitely is a microclimate, and this is where I've always wanted to live. So it is the perfect climate.
Well, we're here to talk about weddings and weddings on Maui. And for those of you who can't be here to have a wedding on Maui, we're set up to send flowers from Maui to you. We're going to start off here by this great pillars that we set up to make a wonderful place to have the wedding.
Yes, Carver. We've done these pillars here, and it is off season, right?
Yes.
So the fields are
they're
not
mostly
really
dormant.
Flushing, but
they're starting.
We have the King Protea here and the candlelight pins. And these are the two things that are predominantly blooming here. Can you tell us a little bit about the seasons so people around the world can have an idea of when they can get flowers here?
Right. Our King Protea as the dominant feature are one of the, just starting in the harvest season. Mostly they bloom in November through May, or November through April really rather. But we do have a starting crop, as well as the pin cushions, which are the candlelight varieties. Each pin cushion has a different time that they bloom, and the candlelights are one of the very first ones that kind of bring it in the fall season. Ah,
okay, so this is the start, not the tail end.
Right, these are the beginning.
Okay, so that's how we set up our color story for today. We're doing these beautiful pillars, which could be set at a wedding, been perfect for a wedding scene here on Maui. It's more organic, it fits the sense of place. So the color story starts with the king here to the candlelight. So we got the pink and white, and we have the candlelight pin, which is this tropical, like a tropical sunset orange. And then the other colors, those two colors are marrying each other. So the other colors are supporting to bring it all together. What I want to point out is the different size kings here, Carver. A lot of people don't know that they can get kings in different sizes, right? So
we grow small ones,
right,
which we call baby kings, and we grow larger ones, which we just call kings.
Yeah,
and
so that's really important.
Why do you think kings have become such a big item in weddings?
I think it supports that more organic, that trend, a little boho right now. And that's the perfect flower, and they become more abundant around the world.
Right.
But I tell you, Maui's flowers, you can't beat Maui's flowers.
Well,
Talk about freshness. I mean, a lot of times other designers tell me, Lois, where did you get your flowers from? Because theirs don't look as good as mine. And I get them from you at Maui Floral. But going back to the design, we want to set up a romantic design, and most of the brides, when they come, that's really the key word. They want a romantic design, and this is romantic rustic, because here we are, perfect setting in the middle of your field.
For a wedding.
For a wedding, right? So a little bit about how we went about creating this design.
Right, it's amazing.
We have the mechanics here is, I kind of just MacGyvered a stand. It's an umbrella stand.
Well, you have a 25-pound weight down at the
bottom. I'm
is that because your workout room is
No, because I can't carry that heavy. I want to save my back. So we actually have a 22-pound umbrella stand, and we've added a 25-pound free weight.
Right.
And you know what? If you needed more weights, you could keep adding more weights because it's screwing together. Yeah, the center. And then we have poultry netting, which is enameled like chicken wire. And it's a little easier on your hand, which is available from the hardware store. Yeah. And the PVC pipe. Yeah. PVC pipe is easy to use because you can get it in 10-foot length, and ask Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace to cut it for you. That'll save you any trouble, or you could buy a ratchet. And it's foam free. The design is Tropical Nouveau. Tropical Nouveau is the mixing, the blending of tropicals. We have the King Protea, We have the pink Eileen McDonald ginger.
Yeah, this is the Eileen McDonald that grows in Hana. That's
right.
Yes.
That's important.
Yeah, that comes from around the corner.
In a different microclimate, right, Carver?
That's exactly right. It's
yeah,
beautiful
Haiku and Hana.
On the windward side of the island, obviously it gets more rain than where we are.
Right.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So this is our Eileen McDonald pink gingers. Gingers come in different colors.
Right, we have 4 different kinds. Well, actually more than that, but we have red, pink, then we have Kimi pink, which is a larger head.
Okay, but there's a different color. So can you tell?
Yes. Yes, you can. It's very subtle. These are the brighter pink. The Kimi pink is a softer pink, a larger flower. We also have Tomi, which is towards a raspberry. And we have Jungle Kings, which are deep red and a larger head as well. And we also have some white ones too.
Oh, those are my favorite too. Oh. But we're doing Eileen McDonald today, which is the lighter pink. And it really marries through the whole combination. It's tying together. And the anthurium here has a bit of blush on it.
Right.
And it's picking up the king here.
Tell us about the foliage too.
The foliage, okay. So as far as the foliage, I sparingly set up the design. So we have like a sketch. And then the flowers went in. The foliage, we based it with acerola, which is Serenum cherry, because it was readily available. But you could easily use...
You got that out of your aunt's backyard?
Yes, out of my aunt's backyard. She's got a trimmed hedge now. But if you're in the mainland, huckleberry would be a substitute.
Very easy
Salao,
to find.
inexpensive.
Ruscus.
Italian ruscus, yes. But for the wispy, we wanted this wispy. This is really important in our sketch.
That's right.
The pepperberry was selected intentionally because it has the arc.
And it's flexible.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It could be something else, but
that's... It could be an areca palm.
It could be an areca palm if you decided you wanted to do this. Imagine this in all tropical foliage.
Yes, you can have so much variety.
It could be all green. You have all the product there. You could ship all the product.
Absolutely. And remember, not everybody can come to Maui and have the wedding here on the farm, but we can send the flowers to you and you can have this in your house.
Right. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing. And tell us how long it takes for them to get it.
It only takes a couple of days. Actually, we ship by FedEx and by the airlines and overnight, or 2 days to your door.
As fresh as it could be.
As fresh as it could be. That's
yes.
Right. We'll talk a little bit about the farm later.
So we have, we based in with the Monstera leaves.
Right.
Now, if you're doing a tropical wedding, you really want to come in with the tropical foliages after. Otherwise, it tends to get hidden. So this becomes actually, in our case, it becomes not the base. The acerola is the base, which is okay to hide, right? But we want to feature the all-important flowers that you sell. So here's the Monstera, and we also have added in some anthurium leaves.
Right, solid mass leaves.
Yeah.
Right behind it.
Let's see, did we cover everything in here? Mechanics. I think so. And then when you're doing a wedding, I would say have your flowers face towards the guests.
Right.
A lot of times you see, I think people have sometimes difficulty designing with tropical. So maybe, I'm hoping we will be able to cover some of that so they could see how the process is to make designing tropicals easier. And in this case, as you can see, the flowers are all facing the audience, your guests. So that's even the flowers above should be going this way. You don't want to see the side. You want to see the front.
And then also, I mean, you've created a huge array of flowers. You can do something a little less extravagant, right? Right.
Well, it is extravagant in my eye because we didn't complete the back.
Okay. Well, one of the things we were worried about last night before we made this was the deer. We thought the deer might come up, so we wanted to give a little extra flowers for them, right?
That was a funny thing because I had a dream about that. And then I brought it up to your attention and Maureen, and lo and behold, you said it was a real deal and we might have intruders.
Deer in our neighborhood, absolutely.
Yes, so we definitely prepared.
We protected the flowers last night in case the deer were going to come.
Right. So these were actually set up in the heat of the day yesterday. And so you can see some items that yesterday when we started, we've actually water tubed them with Aquapic 55. It has the point, so it's easy to stab into the chicken wire.
Right.
But if you were doing it same day, a lot of the flowers, particularly the tropicals,
Yeah, they would have no problem.
they could handle it.
Absolutely.
You know, it's the temperates
Right.
that would require it. And they're going to drink so much water that overnight the tubes are probably empty already.
That's right. And also, you know, if it gets a little bit windy, you can secure a wire or add weight to the bottom to make sure that it doesn't blow over, because we've all been through that. Now we're going to go to the centerpiece. What do you say?
Yeah, let's move on to that.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment.
So we have a centerpiece that we want to coordinate and complement the pillars. And also, we're trying to set the scene, like sense of place again. So we're doing it rustic. When we do these pillars and all the flowers, we really want to enhance Hawaii's environment. Many times brides will say, oh, it's so beautiful that, you know, they don't need much. And so we don't want to fight with what the beauty of our islands, but we want it to enhance the setting and not compete. And this fits what we're doing.
Absolutely.
We have it in a rustic compote here. The King Protea, our feature flower right here. And we also have some pin cushions. In this case, we're using the Crimson Comet. Perfect, Carver. That's perfect. This is the Crimson Comet. And then we have the Duchess Protea.
That's right.
Tropicals, the pink ginger again, the anthuriums. And is that all our tropicals aside from the foliages?
Well,
because
you have some Lawai.
okay,
Lawai
so the
foliage in there,
foliages, yes. We have our Monstera leaf in the small size, and we have some curly Lawai, which is also called green wave. So that's back here. Now, in this design, we've actually added more temperate flowers. The temperate flowers are not really our feature flowers, but they bring out the softer side of tropicals, you know?
Well, a lot of these temperate flowers are what's available on the mainland. And we can ship the tropical flowers and the Protea to you, or to our audience, to make sure that we bring a little bit of Maui to the wedding on the mainland.
Absolutely. In this case, though, all the flowers in here are actually grown here on Maui.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, this is in this case, in the pillars, the roses were imported. Now in this case, everything, 100%
Island grown.
island grown.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So this is beautiful. It's from your garden.
That's right.
Did you miss it? Yes.
Actually, we grow it and use it in our work at Maui Floral.
These epidendrons, yes, beautiful. We're actually mixing up the different colors. It's the same theme. I chose to use the Crimson Comet pins here because it blended better with the gingers and the dahlias.
You know, Lois, I've got some other pin cushions right here, and we can see these are just, we're not quite in season yet, but we do have occasionally we get a little bit of earlier blooms, and you can see that a lot of these colors, while different, can all match up into the arrangement itself.
Right. This would have been pretty too. What's this one called, Carver?
This one's called Maui Magic.
Right. Put that up there. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful combination?
Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it?
Gosh. Next time I'm going to be asking you for this one. But yes, the pins, you know, we're going to have to redo this in the season. So when we come out here the next time, this place will be flushing in color. I mean, it would be totally different.
Right.
Yeah, and nowadays with all these webinars, we may be seeing that. Yeah.
And we use different kinds of Protea foliage as well. This here is Jester, and you can see that it gives a little bit of a darker touch, but it still can be utilized as well. It's very easily and readily available.
There's also these smaller size leucadendrons.
That's right.
So it's here we have
larger yellow and green ones.
Yeah. Can you pull that out and show?
There you go.
And then here's a size difference. Just like how we had the kings in different sizes, the foliages. So you can get the right size for whatever application you're looking for.
Right, there's a lot of versatility.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another leucadendron foliage, all part of the Protea family.
That's right. What is the easiest thing to do in using tropical flowers with mainland or spring flowers?
When I use tropical flowers and spring flowers, I'm basically using the temperates to create a softer line. Again, to soften the look of the tropicals.
Right.
Because the stems are very, very thick. And they're usually coming out straight at you.
Right.
So some of these softer flowers, like from the dahlias or even the epidendrons, they have a bend in them. So I'm looking for that. So I may not be looking for the perfect premium king or the perfect pincushion that you sell.
Right.
But a lot of times now I'm going to be asking you for the really baby king. Or, you know, some of these odder things are interesting. Here we have some scabiosa, and those are really, and some saxicola that was grown on Maui, and these are added for texture.
Right.
Because the proteas and the tropicals are often very bold.
That's right.
So these other flowers are just accenting to make it softer. And you know what? I want to share this part. This is the mechanics used. So here's our rustic compote. There is a pin frog, which you could use, or you could use a chicken wire or the 6-inch pillow. You know, while the trend is to really go foam free, I do find that when you're designing with tropicals and you're trying to make a long arrangement and you're trying to really extend out, let's say not every bride or couple can put 3 arrangements down an 8-foot table.
Right.
So they're going to ask us, can you just do one and get the extension, right? So in that case, I usually would say we probably should use foam, because you can build up the foam, and the tropicals, which we have a lot of line flowers. That's right. Can be extended, because tropicals, unlike temperates, are really tall, and you can get that stem length where temperates are pretty limited. The gingers can easily be 5 feet, can't they?
Oh yeah, we ship long flowers, long stem flowers for any kind of application. And one of the things to note is don't be afraid to cut them down. One of the other things I do is we use the protea foliage.
Right.
The king foliage is great for a boutonniere, or great for just lining the outside of an arrangement. So there's a lot of different kinds of foliage grown in Hawaii.
Yeah, the diversity and the versatility of what we can do with them. And Carver, did we talk about how long it takes to ship flowers?
No, we can go,
people, you know, if they want to get this from you,
right?
What to expect?
Well, at days or first light, we start picking flowers.
Best time of the day.
Best time of the day, and so we have a water in our buckets in the field with our flowers, so they go right into the buckets and start hydrating immediately. We pick them in the morning, and we actually sometimes ship them that same day. So they can arrive in the West Coast in a day, or anywhere else in the country in 2 days. So you can't beat that for freshness.
You definitely can't, you know, and that's why I love buying flowers over at your place.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Lois, for showing us this fantastic arrangement. Now we're going to go to your bridal bouquet and see what you've made for us there. It's going to be fantastic, a combination of spring flowers and tropicals and proteas. We look forward to that.
Right. Okay. Here we go.
Well, now we're going to get into the bridal bouquet, the star of the show. But before we do that, we're going to want to highlight your lei that Allie and Paige have made.
Yes.
It's lovely. It's really cute.
And it actually has protea foliage in it as well, the leucodendrons.
Yeah.
So there's another protea foliage that I never thought about using.
Right.
That comes from the protea family, these tiny little ones. Isn't that dainty?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then
your lei, Carver.
Yeah, this is the traditional Maile lei wrapped with crown flower lei. This is the honor lei we have for weddings and graduations and any time a special ceremony is being held. But let's go to the bridal bouquet. Look at that. That's really
the
fantastic.
Star
of the show. Look at that.
Ooh. And the star of the show, of course, is your favorite flower, the king protea. And here we have the marriage to the candlelight pincushion. The same ones that we started talking about from the beginning. It's complementing the whole wedding. Now I gotta tell you something about your king's Carver. You see this white here?
Yes.
It's always like the bullseye or a target. So I've intentionally used one of your top sellers,
Right.
the tuberose.
Uh-huh.
And now your eye is going to move through the design. It's not landing, it doesn't your eye just land
It
right
moves
here.
around. It moves around.
Right. So now the white pulls your eye through here, and also the succulent is kind of softening the king so that it's not the dominant flower. I know you want it to be the dominant flower.
No, it's good.
But
I like that.
it's bringing balance, and we have some
wonderful.
hybrid snapdragons and our tropical pink gingers that grow out in Hana and Haiku like we
Right.
talked about. And we also have some pink anthurium cassie here. And out of your garden,
Yeah.
fountain grass, a surprise element. And that's what I really like to bring into the bridal bouquets, because to me, this is the star. It has to reflect the personality of the bride and complement the dress. And I really want her to connect to this piece.
Yeah. It also reconnects to the sense of place. And everybody can use all sorts of things, but we can bring the flowers from Maui to you in 1 or 2 days, no problem. And it's so easy to put it all together like that. Lovely job, Lois. Thank you very much for having us, and we hope we see you soon in the question and answer period. Thank you so much, Lois. It's been great.
Thank you. It's been fun. I've enjoyed being here and getting to know you and Maureen a bit more. You can ask me again.
We'd love that.
I'm not like totally worn out by the experience, but yeah, it was a real pleasure, and getting to know your grower is really important,
thank
and
you.
strengthening that relationship, because as a designer, we're only as good as the product we get.
I hear you there, and it also
Right.
makes life more fun too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So aloha from Kula. We'll see you soon in the Q&A.